In late September 2021, the Holloway family moved into a Victorian-era house located on the outskirts of Bangor, Maine. Jason Holloway, a former firefighter turned paramedic, had taken a new job in the region after a traumatic rescue gone wrong in Boston. His wife Emily, an artist and homemaker, hoped the countryside would bring them peace. Their two children, Claire, 11, and Ben, 7, seemed excited by the old house's creaky charm. But the townspeople had a name for that house, the Black Hollow. Locals avoided it. Real estate agents avoided even speaking of it. Jason got it for 40% below market value. A steal, he thought. But nothing in Black Hollow ever came without a price. The first night was silent, too silent. The woods behind the house felt watching. Emily unpacked in the kitchen when she saw a shadow move behind her in the reflection of the microwave door. She turned. Nothing. Claire complained about the smell in her room, like something's rotting under the floor. Jason brushed it off. Old houses always had quirks. At 3:11 a.m., the smoke detector in the attic blared, only to fall silent seconds later. Jason went up to check. The air was freezing. He found a broken mirror and old children's toys in the attic, none of which were listed in the inventory. The mirror was nailed to the ceiling, facing down. 3 days later, Claire stopped eating. She whispered to Emily, "There's a girl in the walls, her eyes are white." Ben began sleepwalking, always to the attic. He'd stand under the mirror and murmur, "You can't leave, she won't let us." Emily tried calling the local priest. He refused to visit. "You bought the Black Hollow house?" he asked, voice trembling. "I buried a family that lived there in '98. Don't call again." Jason finally looked into the history. 4 families had lived there since 1950, all dead. Suicides, murders, disappearances. But the property records were mysteriously wiped after 2001. Behind the pantry, Emily discovered a locked door hidden by boards. Jason pried it open. A spiral staircase descended into blackness. The air was heavy, like it hadn't moved in decades. At the bottom, they found a child's room underground. Toys, a crib, and claw marks on the inside of the walls. On the back of the crib, "I'm still here," carved repeatedly. That night, Jason woke to screams. Claire was gone. So was Ben. He ran to the attic. Both children were standing under the mirror. Jason yelled, but they didn't blink. They whispered together, perfectly in sync, "She lives in the mirror. She feeds on grief." Emily found an old newspaper hidden behind the fireplace. The headline read, "Mother Drowns Children Claims Mirror Spoke to Her, 1953, same house." The article described a ritual. If the mirror is removed, the house falls silent, but if it stays, she returns each generation. Jason and Emily decided to end it. They smashed the mirror. The moment it cracked, blood poured from the walls. Claire screamed, but it wasn't her voice. Ben began convulsing. Emily dragged the kids out while Jason went back with a can of gasoline. He lit the attic on fire. The house groaned, like it was alive. They left the burning house at dawn. Jason barely made it out, burned on his arms. Firefighters couldn't explain how the fire spread so fast, or how, even after full burn, the mirror was recovered intact in the ash, unbroken. The family moved into a rental in another state. Claire doesn't speak. Ben still wakes at 3:11 a.m. A week later, a package arrived at their door. Inside, wrapped in soot-stained newspaper, was the mirror. With one line carved into the glass, "You can burn the house, but I'm in you now."